It is Monday, August 17th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. Starting off a baseball work week, and it's good to be reunited with you after I missed you on Friday. Sorry about that. I heard you did great. And Dan, people got to hear Dan's voice on this show. What are we talking about?
I don't know. A lapse of judgment by me, maybe on a Friday when you weren't there to, tell me differently. But yeah, we had a little AMA. You did one, I did one. And I said, what, Dan, I'd rather you read the questions and I answer them. And I don't know, people, did they like Dan's voice? Probably not.
Oh, don't say that. It's his opinions they don't like. The voice is fine. It's his take on the world. And I'm kidding. We all love Dan.
We love Dan.
Start off with a tip of the cap. We know that Kyle Schwarber can mash, but he is also a tremendous father figure. What happened here in your Twin Cities? He's like, whoa. Be careful. There's people out there throwing the ball really hard. So look, you got to look both ways before you cross the baseball street, Trevor.
So good. I don't know, man. That's just a guy knowing his surroundings, understanding fatherhood. The kid will probably be like, what just happened right there? Then he's going to look back at this in like 5 years, like, oh, crap. Kyle Schwarber stopped me. That was cool.
I know. I always get terrified. It's my favorite thing that they do in baseball where they have the kids run out to the positions at the beginning of the game and, get the baseballs signed and the players talk to them. I love that stuff. But I always sit there. I'm like, there's always some kid that's not paying attention. Be careful out there. Be careful. That's all we say.
Well, I'm so thankful for the nets around.
Oh,
stadium.
Huge.
That was a huge point. I played third base, so I was next to the stands, and I would see people all the time.
Yep.
Not paying attention. Little babies in the front row. I would literally yell, "Hey!" and get people's attention. But you got to have your eyes up.
The number of parents who would not pay attention.
That's what I'm talking about. They would just be on their phone or they'd be whatever. I'm like, dude, you are in the line of fire.
Yeah. Now we need you to pay attention to our show. So everybody, chop. You can watch through a net or not watch through a net. We don't really care. But let's start with this. We had history made at Wrigley Field over the weekend thanks to a rookie's three-peat.
And here comes Baez as a big leaguer for the first time. Swing and a high fly belted. First pitch in the show. Baez homers. Look at that Cardinal dugout. Swing and a drive down the line. Did he do it again? That ball is gone. He's got 2 homers. Swing, drive, well hit right. Suzuki back. It is gone. It is gone. It is gone. 3 homers for Baez. Major league history at Wrigley Field.
To be honest, I was just really glad that the ball just went over the wall and I had no idea. So I just started running and then I seen that it went over and I was like, this is insane. And then my teammates were so pumped up.
3 words from Joshua Baez. This is insane. I think we all felt the same way about it, right?
My favorite part about this entire game was Matthew Boyd's reaction after the third ball left the bat. He's like, no way. This guy just went center, left, and now right against him. Because he's been pitching well.
Yep.
But sometimes the little spark from a rookie comes up. I did see that he had 30 family members in the stand. So he was playing for free or maybe possibly paying to play. And if you go 0 for 4 with 3 Ks, you don't feel too good about paying all that money. When you hit 3 homers in your debut, I'm sure he doesn't even think about it. So
yeah, it was the next day he went 0 for 5, I think, with 3 strikes.
Yeah.
So this was perfect. And the story about his father passing away in 2023, and then he told us afterward there was a bee that was following him the entire game, and he said, I've never had that where something is following you the entire game, some creature, and he felt like it was the presence of his father. And I am not here to tell him any differently. Dude, cool. Whatever works for you, whatever helps you manifest this into what we saw on Saturday. Incredible. Now, I will tell you this. I did not know about it because I was calling the Browns-Bears game in Chicago. Michelle and I get in a car we get taken up to Milwaukee, the driver says, "Did you see what happened with this kid Baez?" He told me. I was like, "Wow, isn't that awesome?" He's like, No. It happened against the Cubs, and I'm in Chicago." He's like, I said, "But it's still pretty damn cool." And the fact that at the end of the game, after he lined out to left or flew out to left or whatever, and all the fans were they applauding because they finally got him out, or were they giving him a standing O because of the history that was made?
I think they're giving the standing O.
I think so too.
I think so. Because everyone wants to see a fourth. That's just, it's exciting to see that.
In his freaking debut, first pitch he sees?
Yeah, that was the biggest bomb, too. That was like 450 to dead center. That was awesome.
God almighty.
His face, they showed like a close-up of his face after this one. It was pretty cool.
God. This kid's, I really didn't know much about him until I did a little bit of a deep dive over the weekend, getting ready for the show. 34 homers this year. He was on pace, 162 game pace for 53 homers this year. He's got some muscle.
Yeah, big boy got juice.
Yeah, they say that, Ali Marmol gave him a lot of praise. He said he just has that confidence and while at the same time being really likable. And so dudes kind of gravitate toward him. Everything about this is spectacular. When you have never seen something in 150 years of baseball and we get to be a part of it, pretty special. Now, I don't know if it'll be enough to help the Cardinals. They're still hanging around, I guess.
2 games over 500, where they're 3.5 back in the wild card.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
There's a shot. You go on a run. That's the thing. These playoff odds, they gotta jump Arizona and Miami or Philly or San Diego to get into the wild card. Like, things can happen.
Yep, they can. Baez becomes the 11th player in Cardinals history to homer in his first major league at bat and the 6th to hit a home run on the first pitch of his major league career. What happened to you on your first pitch?
First ever pitch was a ball. Then I think I took a 1-0 pitch and hit an RBI single.
Okay.
Love starting your bat off with a ball. Get you to 1-0. It was bases loaded. I had with less than 2 outs, so I just had to get the ball in the outfield, and I did.
How nervous were you?
I always tell people this. I just talked about this with Kalen Culpepper, who made his debut for us. It's not when you're hitting that you're nervous. You just don't have time to think. You're just kind of up there reacting, and you feel pretty comfortable in a box. It's defense because you have more time.
Oh,
you're out there thinking in between every pitch, and you're just kind of like, you feel like you're everyone's watching you out there, even though that's definitely not the case. But defense is way more nerve-wracking in a debut than offense.
Got it. Well, somebody give me a coolness factor, like scale 1 to 10 in the comments about how big a deal this is, because it is kind of startling. 3 at-bats, 3 home runs. Hell yes.
It's the kind of thing you text people about, like, oh,
totally,
this is happening, check it out.
Yeah. I'm with you. He did have I think he had a 4-homer game this year in the minors, is what I read.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Good dude. Way to go. Happy for you, and welcome to the show. Today's episode, Baseball Today, it is sponsored by Monarch. Now, everybody's relationship with money changes as they get older. I know that mine has. Well, most of us weren't really taught how to manage it and kind of you figure it out along the way. But having the right tools and a clear picture actually make a real difference. Thankfully, there's Monarch. It's a personal finance app that connects all of your accounts, investments, saving goals, and spending in one dashboard, making personal finance tracking so simple. In fact, the AI Weekly Recap feature identifies spending spikes, net worth shifts, upcoming expenses before they sneak up on you, tap you on the shoulder and go, boo, there they are. Meanwhile, other apps, they only show you a list of what you've already spent your money on. And what good is that? Monarch is built differently, helps you see what's coming and whether you're actually on track. So write your own money story with Monarch. Use the code TODAY at monarch.com to get your first year of Monarch Core half off at just $50. That is 50% off your first year at monarch.com with the code TODAY. All right, we continue on as we say goodbye to a true baseball legend. Tommy John passed away on Sunday at the age of 83. It was remarkable enough to see that he played 26 years, that he had 288 wins, that he had nearly 2,300 strikeouts. But obviously, when you hear the name Tommy John, you think of only one thing, and that is elbow ligament replacement surgery. He was the first one to have it, thus the name Tommy John surgery. Happened in 1974. And after that, he was actually probably a better pitcher than he was before it happened. The fact, Plouffe, that he is not in the Hall of Fame really makes my stomach turn a little bit, because it is a museum after all. And we always say, well, you can't tell the story without so-and-so. How the heck can you tell the story of baseball the last 50 years without the name Tommy John?
Well, what's really sad is that he will get into it now. I feel like
Yep.
after someone passes, we tend to be more sentimental about them, and they always say give people flowers before they pass. Call someone, tell them you love them before they pass, and I feel like this is the same situation here for the what is it, the Veterans Committee?
Yeah, they missed out on this.
Yeah, so something's gonna have to be done. He'll get in, and honestly, we talk a lot about Tommy John for good reason. Number one, you mentioned some of the stats that he had as a pitcher. I think a lot of people just have him as the guy that got the surgery, but they don't talk about his career. And you mentioned some of the stats there, but also Dr. Frank Jobe, the guy that did the surgery, should probably be in the Hall of Fame for baseball.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
2,600 major leaguers have now had the procedure. That's just big leaguers. Think about all the people in college and now in high school that are having this procedure that have saved people's freaking career. Massive names have had this surgery. And if they didn't figure this out, a lot of these names we wouldn't have heard of. You want me to name off some of the notable guys? Because I did this earlier today.
Let's do it.
John Smoltz and Billy Wagner. Those are the Hall of Famers that had Tommy John. But some that are about to come: Justin Verlander, Jacob deGrom, Chris Sale, Steven Strasburg, Adam Wainwright, Carpenter, Darvish, Sandy, Shohei Ohtani, Zach Wheeler, Spencer Strider, Shane McClanahan, Hunter Green. I mean, the list goes on and on. Nathan Eovaldi had it twice. Walker Buehler had it twice. Joe Nathan had it twice. Bryce Harper had it. Corey Seager had it. It's just the list goes on and on and on. So, the return rate is now so much better as they've done more and more of these surgeries. And now there's kind of plays off of it. We have the Scooble scope. We have the internal brace procedure. All these were byproducts of Tommy John surgery, at least to my knowledge, they are. And just, I don't know. Yeah. You talk about impact on the game of baseball. There's maybe no other bigger impact that's ever taken place. You could say Jackie Robinson, and then it's probably Tommy John.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the way we should all look at it. And look, I think that sometimes we get caught looking at all Hall of Famers have to fit in this one little tidy box. And people can argue whether or not Tommy John's on-field accolades, because 288 wins, particularly when wins felt more important to a pitcher's stat line, when he did that for his 26 years than maybe they do today because of the way we use relievers and everything else. Fine. I'll listen to the argument about whether or not you've truly felt like Tommy John was a Hall of Fame pitcher. One of the lowest strikeout rates we've ever seen. I get all that stuff. But you can contribute to the sport in other ways. And for people that say, well, he was just the recipient of the trade. No, he wasn't just the recipient. He was the first guy that had to do the rehab, to have to deal with the mental anguish of not knowing. That somebody had to be the first. And the fact that he started more than half of his career games after he had surgery than before shows us that it worked. He gave us a blueprint, a pathway. And, oh yeah, he was pretty damn good after the surgery. So I think that sort of stuff is really, really important to consider. And I don't know. I would love to talk to some of the people who did not vote for him as to what their reason was. They must have just strictly looked at his stats and said, hey, wasn't good enough strikeout pitcher. That's it.
I don't know. You know me in the Hall of Fame. I have my qualms with it. Want it to be bigger, also respect the hell out of it. So I don't know what to say. He should be in. Tommy John, Dr. Jobe should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
So the highest he ever got on the writer's ballot was 32%, and that was his last year in 2009 being on the ballot. Then he did go to the Veterans Committee, where you need still to get 75% of a very, very small group, select group, in order to get there, and they said no. No, that's the group that's supposed to right the wrongs. I think they still got it wrong.
Yeah, that one's wrong. That's because a lot of the Veterans Committee probably, the impact has really shown up over the last decade or a little bit longer than that.
Yep. I think that's fair. I don't know. People can let us know in the comments section if we're looking at this the wrong way. But
hey, Rob Manfred, want another easy win? Use your power to get this guy in the Hall of Fame.
Well, except that the Hall of Fame, I believe, doesn't have anything to do with there's some back channels.
You don't think so? The commissioner of baseball being like, hey, guys, I think this will be really good for our sport.
You know what? I'll call my buddy, the president of the Hall of Fame. Shout out Josh Rawitch, who does.
He's awesome, by the way.
He's just such a good human and does
man.
really.
We just saw him in Philly, didn't we?
Did you?
I did. I don't know if you were.
You might have, but I mean, he's a great dude and does a wonderful job. Maybe I'll ask him how we do this because Tommy John was on
Manfred out of here. Me and you
to run the show.
Back channel it in there.
Oh. Back channel the Tommy John into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
We could probably place a call or two, have that work out. We'll see. Like I said, maybe we're off base. I would love to hear your viewpoint, either for or maybe not for. I don't know, man. This one feels like such a layup. I don't quite get it. Could be wrong, though. All right, today's episode, Baseball Today, is sponsored by Gusto. It's probably one thing on every business owner's to-do list that gets pushed to next week, every single week. Now, for most people, it's likely payroll. Gusto is here to help fix that. Gusto, online payroll and benefits software built for small businesses. It's all in one. It's remote friendly. It's incredibly easy to use as well. So you can pay, hire, onboard, and support your team from anywhere. Automatic federal, state, and local tax filing as well. Built-in tools for offer letters, onboarding docs, and direct deposit. It is all automated. And it works in all 50 states. That's a big deal. So try Gusto today at gusto.com/today. Get 3 months free when you run your first payroll. Once again, that is 3 months of free payroll at gusto.com/today. One more time. Say it with me, everybody. Gusto.com/today. All right, everybody. It is time for a brand new segment. It is called Keys to Victory. It is presented by National Car Rental. And for that, we follow Milwaukee's journey from San Diego, where they got swept, up the 5 freeway to visit the home of the 2-time defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers. And after the Brewers did get swept by the Padres, it was Jake Bauers that left LA's lefties not exactly feeling right.
Oh, Bauers ropes one into the gap. Churrio on his horse. That's all the way to the wall. Churrio around third. He's going to score. And Jake Bauers is red hot.
I just think it was important to remember that we're a good team. Sometimes it can feel like the sky is falling, and it's really just not that big of a deal. So just to come in, work, keep preparing, and then, be on the right side of a few games felt good.
I'm sure it did feel good as they ended up taking 3 of 4 against the Dodgers, including beating Tarek Skubal, who some people wanted Milwaukee to do just about anything they could in order to get him on their roster. I don't know what those people were thinking about. Anyway, instead of asking who's got the best shot of upending the Dodgers in October, should we rephrase the question to who's got the best shot of taking care of the Brewers in October?
No. Not when you have a 2-time defending World Series champion. It's always who's going to dethrone the Dodgers until somebody does, Chris. That's just the bottom line. Last year saw the same thing. Milwaukee had the best record in baseball. Dodgers had to go through the wild card round. They did it, met up with them in the LCS. You know what happened there. So that, to me, it's always who's going to dethrone the Dodgers. When you win back-to-back World Series, you have to give them that credit. And it's not like they're having some horrible year. Like they're still – the 4th best record in baseball, maybe the 3rd best record in baseball. I'm not even really sure. I think it's Brewers, Braves, them. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's who can dethrone the Dodgers. And can Milwaukee do it? Sure. What they did against the Dodgers this time around, didn't let them score any runs. They didn't have to score a ton of runs because they didn't give up a bunch of runs. And they hit some long balls, which has been my whole thing with the Brewers. They hit some homers in this series. So can they do it? Yes. Am I ready to say, hey, man, it's the Brewers and whoever can knock them off? No, because of what we've seen with the Dodgers. So I still think that's the answer. I have all the respect in the world for the Brewers. They can beat you in a bunch of different ways. This guy, Luis Lara, man, some of the catches he's making, the impact that he's had, like, I feel like that is not something they necessarily even needed in Milwaukee, but Sal Frelick not having a great year, then getting injured, allows this guy to come up, and he's been balling out. So just another world-class defender for them out there with Milwaukee. But yeah, I still think it's the Dodgers. Who can beat the Dodgers?
Yeah, if I'm a Brewers fan, I'm not sure. It's nice to get credit in mid to late August. Absolutely, particularly when you take it to the Dodgers and bounce back after a tough series against the Padres. Sure, you'd love to hear all that stuff. But at the end of the day, the Brewers have now reached kind of this status over the last 7 or 8 years where we're measuring them based on what they can do in October. That's a great feeling. I mean, are you kidding me? That's where you want to be. You don't want to be the cute little kid down the street where you're like, oh, you guys tried so hard again. You had another 100-win regular season. That was awesome. I love that. Well, where'd you end up? Well, we got swept in the NLCS. Oh, like, no, you want to go face the big dogs and go stare them down in October. And right, like, that's why, for people who are like, well, the Padres, they've done this and they've done that and they've done, well, show it to me in October. I want to see that stuff. Power rankings. Oh, power rankings drive people nuts. The Dodgers are still atop the MLB.com power rankings. How can they be there? Who gives a shit? That stuff is there to make your blood boil, people. And you don't want to be number one on August 17th. That's not where you want to be. You want to be number one on October 31st when the season is definitely over. That's the only power ranking you should care about. So Brewers fans, be excited with what you saw. Be excited with the fact that Jake Bauers got 4 hits against lefty pitchers on Sunday, including 3 against Tarek Skubal, which had never been done before by a lefty. Be excited that Logan Henderson racked up 7 impressive innings and hasn't given up more than 3 runs in 17 career starts. Be impressed that The Miz, who, oh, by the way, is the latest guest on Dugout Discussions, so go check that out on our JM Baseball channel, that he went 6 innings and only gave up 1 run. But it's all building to what means in October.
Disagree with you should only care about the end, like the last power rankings, how you end the season. I would be ecstatic if my Twins were the number 1 power ranked team going into the playoffs, and you would also be, oh, maybe the Guardians are a little bit different. Definitely my Twins, I would be happy. So you can't put on everybody, bro.
Because the Twins haven't
exactly
the last 8 years that the Brewers have.
Would you put that with the Guardians as well? If the Guardians ended the year with the best record in baseball, you wouldn't be happy? You'd be like, show it to me in October? I mean, maybe you're at that spot.
I would be disappointed if they were not to win the World Series, but with the lowest payroll or second lowest, depending on which accounting firm you use. Like, that's impressive.
I saw something, because I mentioned about that, like, only one team gets to end the season with a win, so you can't judge your success of a season on did you win the World Series or not. I just don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's really how you should be judged. Somebody in our comments said, I think you should be disappointed if, like, you're the 1 seed and you don't make it to the World Series, or like if you're the 3 seed and the 6 seed beats you, like, you have to defend your seed. And I was like, oh, I kind of like that. I
think that's probably fair, but to me, it's more of a where you've been in recent history sort of deal. Like when the Brewers first started this run, which I think happened in 2018, right? That was the first year they kind of got back into the playoff picture. And they had that great run into the NLCS. I don't think there was one Brewers fan who would have been like, yeah, God, the season really was disappointing. It was a freaking great season. And you had I think the NLCS went 7 games that year against the Dodgers.
It went 7 games. It lost 4-3 to the Dodgers. You're right.
Yeah, like, that's pretty remarkable. But I think if you were to ask the Brewers fans this year, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I would like them to say something about this. So Brewers fans, hop in the comments. And I will say this, because I got some people in my mentions yesterday about, did you see Logan Henderson out-duel Tarek Skubal? See, you wanted Logan Henderson traded. That is not what I said. Go back and listen. I did not say, once Logan Henderson's name came out, I was like, yeah, I get that. What I said was, go make a 3-team trade. Somebody else can supply the pitching to Detroit, and you might have to give up a better prospect to somebody else in order to get Tarek Skubal there. Could you imagine if they had Ms. Henderson and Tarek Skubal right now? Then what?
I mean, it kind of be the same thing. We talked about they can pitch. Robert Gasser's great. They have a great back in the bullpen. I mean, they didn't need more run prevention. I keep saying that. They don't need that.
Okay.
2018, great year for Brewers nostalgia, if you will. First of all, Christian Yelich won dotted that year. Travis Shaw with the 4.5 WAR season.
Right.
Yes, man. Name their starting catcher that year that played the most games.
Their starting catcher that year, was he a true everyday catcher in his career?
He had been for them like bulk of the games catcher. 2017, he had 107 games played. In 2018, 98. The other one was Eric Kratz.
Yeah, Kratz was the other one. So who was first? Who was it?
Manny Pena.
Oh, I would not have we would have been here all day.
Jeremy Jeffress.
Yeah, the reliever.
Moustakas was on that team. Pretty good. Pretty fun team.
Yeah, really fun team. I think that Brandon Woodruff took Kershaw deep in the NLCS, if I'm not mistaken. Lefty on lefty, which is pretty good. That's fun. By the way, Brewers did a great job. Held the combination of Ohtani, Freeman, Betts, and Tucker 5 for 50, 2 RBIs, 13 Ks. Ohtani had the only 2 extra base hits out of that group. Interesting. By the way, I am wearing a Brewers hat.
That's a weird Brewers hat. I have a weird Twins hat on.
Wait.
Weird day for us.
What is this, though, if I'm wearing a Brewers hat? Can you figure that out?
I mean, it's a bird, but I don't know.
Come on. It's not just a bird. It's a
Brewer.
Come on, Dan Rourke got this.
No idea.
That is a robin.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's Robin Yount. He's
cool.
wearing number 19. Isn't that adorable?
I thought that might have been like some like old logo they had like before. Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's cute. It's cute.
You see my what do you think about this? No, I don't think the Twins have ever worn this before.
I know. I would like them to. That's pretty cool. Pretty nifty. I like that. Twin Cities. Let's flip it over to the Dodgers side because they have not played well for a while, and it is starting to wear on Dave Roberts. Listen to this after Sunday's game.
You know, you look at, 4.5 months of a season, the Brewers have outscored us. You know, it's a team that's young and hungry, and it's certainly not talent. And I say this because this has been, 4, 5, 6 weeks of, below average production from our offense. It's the truth.
So he said some interesting things there. First of all, he's not 100% factually accurate. The Dodgers have outscored the Brewers by 8 runs this year. They have a higher OPS as well. But I think his point is well taken that it has been a while since the Dodgers have looked Dodgerish offensively. Did you hear the part where he said it's definitely not talent? Did you hear that? Where he said it's definitely not talent. It's more drive and desire and game plan as to why the Brewers are better than us right now.
Well, I think what he's saying is we clearly have an incredible roster, but yeah, I haven't seen my guys play with vim and vigor or care about these games. What do we always say about the Dodgers? They're waiting for October. And a lot of that's just like, we're assuming that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of what it seems like from the outside looking in. But it's the dog days, dude. This is what happens. This is why we call them the dog days. There are times where this game gets monotonous and you look up and you're like, damn, we got 6 more weeks of regular season baseball. And the Dodgers play an extra month of baseball every year. So it's a lot of baseball. It gets to a point where the motivation kind of takes a back seat. And that's what that Francisco Lindor quote's about. I'm not motivated. I'm disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dodgers last year, 10-14 in July, 15-13 in August. They only won 93 games last year.
Yeah.
This year in July, let's get it up. 13-11 and 5-10. So like they've had these like, late summer swoons. But they're gonna be fine, dude. Dave Roberts is saying all the right things. Could they go in a playoff series and get like the offense not show up? Sure, it could happen. I don't see it happening though.
It was interesting. Kyle Tucker, he sat him this weekend. He said something about Robert said something about him not liking his body language before a game and sat him down, and then gets in the lineup on Sunday and boots that ball in right field. I think he's 0 for his last 19 or something. His home road splits are insane. They're fine on the road, not great, but fine. And at home, they are horrible. You got booed yesterday.
People aren't going to like this, Chris, but I'm just going to lay this out there. Let me know if it makes sense to you. You give these guys in the Dodgers, they're all making a lot of money, like a lot of money, like so much freaking money. They've also, it's a mostly veteran team, played a lot of baseball, a lot of really meaningful games. So they're not really working towards any monetary like goal anymore, right? So there's one factor of motivation out the door. And number two, all you want is postseason play for the Dodgers. You couldn't care any less about the regular season. So you combine those two things, there's going to be a few weeks during the year where it looks like this. That's my opinion. Like it truly is probably a lack of desire right now. But like what do you expect? These guys can't be all in 162. It's just not the way it goes. And I know people are going to say, well, if they're making that much money, they should be in 162. It's like, I know that makes sense, but when you're in there, it's different. So this is just it's a lull in the season for them.
Do you think guys get paid for October now at this point?
Yeah.
So Kyle Tucker,
you get paid to do a bunch of different things. October, if you're on the Dodgers, yes, mostly it's October. You got to be a good part of the Dodgers organization, promote that franchise, be good stewards of the franchise, no doubt about it. Do you have to have good years, a good showing during the regular season? Yeah, they want to keep their attendance up. They want to give people something to cheer for. You want to have all these accolades. You want to have the bye if you can. But yes, it's what do you do in the postseason?
Interesting. Dodger fans, you heard him. Agree or disagree? Let's go in the comments. That's interesting stuff. Really good. All right. Appreciate the thought process there. Quick reminder for you, when you rent with National Car Rental, you win at travel. So rent today at nationalcar.com. All right, let's hit the road to Motown. That's where the Chicago White Sox were this weekend, and they owned the city with a pair of come-from-behind wins, including Sunday, thanks to their rookie.
The local news is to alert people in situations like that. Murakami sends this one deep in the air. Back it goes! Murakami with a moonshot in Detroit.
Heck yeah! They are now up 5.5 games over their closest competitor in the American League Central. Is this the weekend that the White Sox cemented the division?
I don't know, Chris. I want to say yes, but this AL Central is so weird. Do I think the Twins have enough juice to go make a run to catch the White Sox? I don't. Do I think the Guardians have enough juice to go and catch the White Sox? Maybe, but still lean no. Do the Tigers have enough juice to go do it? I also think no, I don't. And if they have one more 4-game set at the end of the year between the White Sox and the Tigers, if the White Sox just win one of those games, then they'll have the tiebreaker over them. So that accounts for another half of game. 80% yes, they got the thing. They got the division. Like there is a 20% chance somebody goes on some crazy run. Again, I just don't think any of these rosters really have it. If I had to pick between those 3 teams, Twins, Guardians, Tigers, for a team to go do it, I think I give it to your Guardians. I think they have like the smallest of chances to do it. But if I'm a betting man, I'm saying, which I did, by the way, on May 29th, said this the whole year, I think the White Sox win the division.
Yes, you did. You did your job. There's no question. The bullpen pitched very well this weekend, and to me, that was the soft spot of this team. Yeah, I think it's over. I really do. The Twins have the best shot, only because
you think the Twins have the best shot?
Because they've got 6 more with Minnesota, the White Sox. There's 3 more with Cleveland, and there's 4 with Detroit. So, look, if you go on a run and you pick up a couple of games here or there against them, I don't know, man. I don't. I liked your trade deadline. I thought you guys did a nice job with 3 arms. It's fine.
It's just our starters have been so bad this month.
I know, and my team is the second worst in baseball, I believe, since the All-Star break.
Yeah, you guys have not been playing good. And
Not
Gavin
playing
Williams
well.
got touched up. That's tough.
Maybe I'll see them. When I see them next week in Anaheim, I can give them some of the 1 month to go mojo. I'm going to sprinkle it on them like this. Let's go. But the White Sox, it is an incredible story. If they end up winning this thing, which I think they will, how big a story is it after 3 straight 100-loss seasons, including setting a record a couple of years ago?
They won 41 games in 2024.
I know.
60-something last year.
60. I think they went 60-102.
Yeah. No, it's a great story. Now when you have like the whole look and like the vantage point, like zoom out a little bit at the American League, it's like, okay, maybe it's not as great of a story as we're making it out to be, because there's some bad competition, Chris. There is, dude.
I know.
Like, what's the record against National League teams? The Twins have an abysmal record against National League teams. I'm going to look it up right now.
Okay.
Chicago White Sox.
Okay.
Interleague, 15-17. Okay, it's better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Pretty good.
God, you want to know what the Twins is?
Sure. We're here.
Okay, just keep going. I'll get it up for you.
Well, I'm about to read an ad, so.
Okay, well, here. Twins, Interleague. 13-26.
Ouch. Stay in the American League, young whippersnappers.
No, we have the Padres and Braves coming into town.
Oh, well, that should help.
Or Braves in town, then we go to Padres.
Maybe I take that back. Maybe you don't have the best chance catching the White Sox. God, I cannot believe that this is the way it's gone in this division. Absolutely unreal. Good for you Southsiders. And how much fun is that series going to be on the north side of town starting tonight? Cubs, White Sox. Let's see if any interesting White Sox fans travel out and sit in center field so you can yell at PCA.
20-22 for your Guardians Interleague.
Yeah, whatever. Everybody gets on me. Rose, you're always so grumpy about your team. Well, welcome. This episode of Baseball Today, it is sponsored by T-Mobile. Baseball, always been a game of inches. Now, it's also a game of seconds. T-Mobile and MLB have teamed up to bring ABS Challenge to all 29 ballparks across the U.S. Hey, this isn't a minor upgrade. This is the most significant new technology in the history of the sport, and it's powered by T-Mobile. With every pitch thrown, ABS Challenge uses real-time precision to verify the call, giving them the support they need. We're talking about no delays, no guesswork, just accuracy at the speed the game demands. Thanks to ABS Challenge, T-Mobile is helping power the moments that define the game. When performance and reliability are non-negotiable, MLB turns to T-Mobile. It's not a coincidence, folks. That's what happens when the most innovative network in the country powers the most data-driven sport in the world. T-Mobile powers MLB's most ambitious technology, and America's best network powers your connection to baseball. Home or away, every pitch, every game, every day. T-Mobile, it's better over here. All right, AL wildcard. Looks kind of like bumper-to-bumper traffic. And look which car has pulled back into the wildcard space.
Pulls that one into left field, base hit. That's going to put the Orioles ahead. Mayo's going to score. Here comes Holiday flying around third, and he'll score. Another huge hit for Pete Alonso. It's 3-1 Orioles.
Yeah, they're going to go for the 4-game sweep of the best team in the American League on Monday night. So the O's have a half-game lead for that third and final wildcard spot. There are 5 other teams within a game and a half, and Seattle is 2.5 back if you want to throw them in the mix. How shocked are you that Baltimore got back in this thing?
I mean, I'm not really shocked because it's been wide open for anyone to get back into it. Now, they haven't really gone on any sort of crazy run. I mean, they're 5-5 in their last 10. Yes, they have won 3 in a row against the Rays, but they didn't go on some sort of Boston Red Sox run. They've gotten some good starting pitching. Bassett comes up after we thought he was like done for the season after that clip. He comes up, goes 5 1/3, 2 earned runs. Bradish has a nice start. Trevor Rogers has a nice start here. They're getting some offensive chip-ins from Jackson Holliday's looked a little bit better. Gunnar Henderson has gotten going a little bit. Pete Alonso has been Pete Alonso. It's been great to see him. Colton Cowser, bottom line, of having some big hits now. So they have a roster that can compete with the Twins and the Guardians and the Tigers. Like, yeah, they do. They have that roster because nobody has an outstanding roster of those teams. So I'm not like super shocked because, again, like anybody – the door has been left wide open. Anyone can walk through the door right now. Just people refuse to do it. I'm happy that they're here. They're going to get some reinforcements in the bullpen along the way shortly here too. So like there's that to look forward to. I don't know. I mean, am I shocked? No.
All right. So here's the deal. When they traded away some good players, right? They traded away Adley. They traded away Ward. They traded away Kramer, who has pitched.
He's pitched great for us.
Right. Very well for you. They trade away Webb, who has been untouchable in Tampa. So that's 4 bona fide, good, solid, if not better than that, major leaguers. And you know what? The American League sucks. The Orioles started this road trip that's going to end tonight with series losses in Texas and in Minnesota. And they are now holding a wild card space for the first time since April 13th by themselves. I think they had shared it since then. That just tells you how rancid the American League is. So I'm not shocked, but I'm not going to sit here and go, man, hell yes, Orioles. Like, it's because in a week, they could be 2.5 back after screwing some stuff up at home. They're in the next homestand. And somebody else is going to get hot and go 4-3. Over a 7-game stretch. That's hot for an American League wild card hopeful fighting it out for that 6th spot. Yankees and Red Sox, we'll see. They're going to end up playing each other in the wild card round, and that's going to be a blast for all of us as baseball fans. Whomever is that 6th seed and has to play the Chicago White Sox in the first round, or the Houston Astros, or whomever wins the West, I don't know who's going to end up being the 3. But whatever it is, they're going to be a bad team. Trevor? They're going to be a bad team. Might even be sub-5. They could be the Carolina Panthers this year.
Oh.
That's what they're going to be.
I watched the Panthers-Rams game this postseason. I will go back. They did go 10-3 at the beginning of July. That was their streak to go from 40-48, or excuse me, 39-48 to 49-51. So that
what
got
are they in August?
Where they're at now.
What are they in August right now?
Ooh, in August, I got it all up. Just give me a sec. July, they went 15-8, Chris.
What are they in
August? They went 7-7. They've been 7-7. So
right.
Far.
You're 7-7, and you move back into a sole possession.
July is big. We have to give credit for July.
Great. Awesome. Not saying no, but my point is that you can be a 500 team, and now you've worked your way back. Usually you have to go on some sort of run, not be even Steven. It's just weird. I'm not yelling at the Orioles. I'm yelling at everybody that is all 6 teams that are gobbledygook.
It's been weird because we consistently have to talk like this about the American League. Like, oh, it's just so mediocre. Nobody wants it. And it becomes a tired storyline.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it is the storyline. I don't remember a year. I've been covering baseball now like this since 2019, I think it was. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, 2019, I think. We've never seen something like this. Do you? I mean, you've been covering baseball a lot longer than I have. Do you remember seeing anything like this?
I laughed when the Cardinals went 83-78. I think they had a rain out in 2006. And what ended up happening? They won the World Series.
That's so when the Rangers and the Diamondbacks got to the World Series in 2023, the Diamondbacks had won 83 games, or maybe it was 84. And we were like, I can't believe we let a team like this in. Now there's a chance we let a 79-win team into the postseason, which, okay, you can think of in 2 ways. It's fun to harp on it and be like, I can't believe we're going to let a shitty team into the postseason. But Look at how many fan bases are engaged. I'm still engaged
True.
as a Twins fan, and we're 5 games under 500, but we're only a game and a half out of the wild card. So I'm still invested in the team. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing, people.
I get it. So last year, the Panthers won the NFC South at 8-9. There were 3 teams, Bucks,
And
Falcons.
they hosted the Rams, by the way.
They did. And so there were teams like the Vikings who were 9-8, and the Lions 9-8 who did not make the playoffs. And then there was a team like San Francisco at 12-5 and the Rams at 12-5 that had to go on the road in the first round of the playoffs. So people were up in arms in that sport about it. Here we're going to have some terrible team. At least they'll be on the road, whoever that 6th seed is.
Don't get me started on last football season.
Let's move on. We got to get going here anyway.
Okay.
Cubs, we already told you on the wrong end of it this weekend. Told you about Joshua Baez. Well, Edward Cabrera made his return from the injured list on Sunday, and it was ugly. 7 runs, 3 2/3. He was on the IL for 7 weeks. Now, before the game, Craig Counsell said, we need Cabrera in the starting rotation. David Peterson, who's pitched pretty well, got pushed to the pen. Counsell was non-committal after the game, but was this the right move, in your opinion?
I think what he's saying is true. You want Edward Cabrera to give you length and depth, and a guy like Peterson who's done both, I think he can figure that out. And if they need to move him back in the rotation, they will. So yeah, give the guy that you traded for a chance to establish himself and see what happens when he gets to October. Yes.
Well, so there was a little bit of a blister issue yesterday. It sounds like, yeah, he was just not good, and Peterson has been good. I think they have. This is basically a short-term audition. Do they still think they can catch the Brewers? Possibly, but I think they feel like at worst we're locked into hosting the wild card, and we can live with that. We need to find the best pitchers, and they think that his talent is still top of the list when you're checking off guys on their rotation.
Yes,
and I believe that. So they've got 6 weeks. Where are we? 5.5, whatever it is, to get him right for October. And they're trying to figure out what the best way to do that is. That's the way I see it. Dylan Cease, congratulations on getting strikeout number 200 for the 6th straight season. Actually got a little bit of a ribbing from Andres Jimenez, if you saw that, which was kind of funny. So he gets the strikeout. Think that's a strike. Certainly looks like it. He wants the ball. He's like, a 6th straight year with 200. Andres, that's cute. Do you like it when pitchers know their individual accolades? Because obviously the minute he struck him out, he was like, give me the ball. I knew it.
I mean, they're everywhere, dude. They're posted everywhere. They're in the sheet that's in the clubhouse on the coffee tables. There's the internet. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's in your phone.
Familiar.
Yeah, you can check it out. It's the numbers are everywhere. I don't mind it. Is it cool when guys are like, I didn't even know I had a perfect game? I'm like, yeah, you did.
That's
you knew.
Yeah,
you knew.
Hey, listen, he has been way better than I anticipated. Not because he didn't have the talent. He's always had the talent. His consistency at times in Chicago and then in San Diego wavered. He has been nails in the first year of this contract with the Blue Jays.
Highest K percentage of his career.
What's that?
Highest K percentage of his career.
He's been phenomenal. He has been great. He looked awesome on the red carpet.
Yeah,
Ringo Starr.
Yeah, he did. Big fan.
Cool. Finally, from a guy that pitches to first pitches, plural, for Kiss frontman Gene Simmons. So he got to throw it out 4 different times. Are you okay with this?
Why?
I don't know.
Is it for like the members of Kiss?
Like, did he use his tongue once?
Ooh.
Well, that's what he was famous for.
I know. What am I supposed to answer here, Chris?
I don't know. I mean, unless there's a good reason, and maybe there is. I don't know, Dan, if you can find it. I should have spent more time on this, but I don't know. I think you're one and done, aren't you?
You think you just like give it back to me? I want to throw a strike.
I don't know.
He looks good.
Okay.
You know what? I miss rock stars. We don't have rock stars anymore. Everyone's either a rapper or a country singer now. Like, we need more rock stars in this world.
I always liked the band Kiss for two reasons growing up. Number one, their drummer was named Peter Criss, and that's my brother's name and my name, Peter Criss. And then our uncle, he wasn't truly like a brother of either my dad or my mom, but you know how you always have family friends and our uncle. Right. Uncle Carl was their attorney. So he used to get us like free Kiss stuff. I was like,
I mean, Cleveland Chris in a Kiss costume, makeup and all. I could see that.
Would have been good. Yeah.
More rock stars. Come on. Olivia just had this discussion with me. She goes, there's no bands anymore because people are on their iPad all the time. You know, artistic creativity comes out when people are bored, and they're not bored anymore. I'm like, I don't know.
Interesting.
But then I'm like, there are no new bands. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know them. I want more rock stars. That's my last line here.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of rock stars. That's a good call on your part. All right, we are back at it again tomorrow. We cannot wait for our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We will see you Tuesday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.